Imagine an urban train station at twilight, on a day that seems unwilling to end. A fine rain drums on the zinc roof, an irregular rhythm echoing like fingernails tapping on a table. The air is heavy with the smell of wet metal and hot asphalt, mixed with the bitter scent of cold coffee sold at a nearby stand. Grey light barely filters through the station's fogged-up windows, and the fluorescent lamps flicker, as if hesitating to illuminate what's to come. The crowd moves in waves, a sea of indifferent faces, each carrying their own urgency. A speaker crackles, the metallic voice announcing delays in a tone that sounds almost mournful, as if it knows something the passengers don't. You're in Tales of the Watcher, where fates are glimpsed, not told, and every step you take is seen by eyes you'll never meet. The air hums with secrets, daring you to listen. Stick around, subscribe for the journey, and in today's story, at the center of this scene stands Anna, 32, an accountant, with dark circles betraying sleepless nights and the expression of someone living on autopilot. Her blue coat is damp, and she holds a broken umbrella, its twisted spokes dripping water onto the floor. In her other pocket, her phone vibrates with a low battery warning, and her fingers drum against it as she checks the time for the third time in 5 minutes. Anna is like you or me, stuck in routine, carrying a weight she can't name, but with a curiosity that sometimes makes her stop and notice what others overlook. Today she feels something different, a restlessness she can't explain, as if the air is thick with secrets. Anna boards the crowded train car, the stale air smelling of wet wool, sweat, and cheap perfume. The seats are full, but against all odds, she finds an empty spot next to an elderly man. He wears a grey overcoat, frayed at the sleeves, and a felt hat covering half his face, leaving only the thin line of a mouth visible. His hands hold a yellowed newspaper, the pages so fragile they seem ready to crumble at the slightest touch. Anna settles in, relieved, but feels a subtle discomfort, as if the seat is colder than it should be. She tries to ignore it, focusing on the train's rhythmic noise, but then the man speaks without lifting his eyes from the paper. His voice is low, almost a whisper, but it cuts through the air like a blade. Don't take the 6:47 p.m. train tomorrow. Anna blinks, her heart skipping a beat. She turns to look, but the man keeps reading, as if he hadn't said a word. "Sorry, what did you say?" she asks, her voice hesitant. He doesn't answer. Before Anna can insist, the train slows down. The doors hiss open and the man stands. His coat brushes the seat with a harsh sound that makes Anna shiver. He melts into the crowd, his hat vanishing between the shoulders of other passengers. Anna looks around, confused, her pulse racing, but he's gone. On the seat, only the newspaper remains, folded with near ritualistic precision. She picks it up hesitantly and reads the date on the cover, May 14th, 1998. The headline, blurred by humidity, reports a train accident. 12 dead in Northern Line derailment, the text reads. Anna feels a chill down her spine, as if all warmth has left the train car. She puts the newspaper in her bag, trying to convince herself it was just a confused old man, but his words echo like a warning, refusing to be ignored. That night, in the silence of her small apartment, Anna tries to laugh off the encounter. "A crazy old man," she mutters, tossing the newspaper into the trash, the crumpled paper landing with a dull sound. She drinks some tea, steam rising, in spirals, but her eyes keep drifting to the bin as if the newspaper had a will of its own. She tries to distract herself, turning on the TV, but the screen shows a report about renovations on the train line, and she switches it off with a sharp click. When she closes her eyes, sleep is not kind. She dreams of twisted rails, metal screeching against metal, and a muffled scream that seems to come from within her chest. There are no clear images, only fragments. A flickering light, a shadow in a grey coat, and the sensation of falling endlessly. The stranger's words echo in the dream, each one heavier than the last. Don't take the 6:47 p.m. train tomorrow. Anna wakes up with a dry mouth, her heart pounding. The clock on her nightstand reads 4:44 a.m., and the silence in the apartment is so complete that she hears her own pulse. The dream still lingers, a fog that won't lift. She gets up, grabs her phone, and almost without thinking, opens the train company's app. A notification makes her freeze. The 6:47 p.m. train she planned to take after work is marked for emergency maintenance tomorrow. Anna laughs, a nervous sound echoing in the dark. Coincidence, she tells herself, but her hand trembles as she grips her mug of now-cold tea. She tries to fall back asleep, but the ticking from her dream seems to follow her, a sound she can't explain. The next morning, Anna crosses the city under a sky that looks made of lead. The rain has returned, stronger now, hammering her broken umbrella as if trying to force its way in. At the station, the chaos is worse than usual. Passengers complain. The loudspeaker crackles with confusing announcements, and the smell of wet asphalt mixes with cigarette smoke. Anna waits on the platform, the cold wind cutting through her coat. Suddenly she sees him, or thinks she does. A man in a grey overcoat in the distance, standing near a rusted pillar. He's turned away, but something in his posture makes her freeze. Their eyes meet for an instant, and then the crowd swallows him, as if he were never there. Anna blinks, her heart racing, but the space is empty. The speaker crackles again, announcing that the maintenance has been cancelled. The 6:47 p.m. train will depart on time. The train's whistle cuts through the air sharp as a blade, and Anna feels a hollow in her stomach as if the ground had just shifted beneath her. At the office, Anna can't concentrate. The numbers on her screen seem to dance, and the stranger's warning won't leave her mind. She drums her fingers on the desk, the sound echoing like the ticking that now seems to chase her. At lunch, she gives in to curiosity and searches for the 1998 newspaper article on her phone. What she finds makes her swallow hard. A derailment on the very line she takes killed 12 people. The date, May 14th, tomorrow. The photos are grainy, showing twisted train cars like broken bones and a crowd of onlookers in the background. Anna feels her blood run cold but tries to reason with herself. Old news doesn't mean anything, she murmurs, her voice weak. She retrieves the newspaper from the trash, smoothing its pages with hesitant fingers as if searching for answers in the yellowed paper. The day passes in a blur of meetings and emails, but small details begin to eat away at her rationality. The office clock stops, its hands frozen at 6:47. She tries turning the knob, but the mechanism is broken. A colleague, Marcos, notices her anxiety and asks if she's okay. Anna hesitates, then mentions the old man on the train, laughing to disguise her unease. Marcos frowns, thoughtful. Funny, he says. I once skipped a train because of a weird gut feeling. That was years ago, but I never forgot it. He laughs, but Anna can't join in. Her eyes catch something in the corner of the room. A shadow that seems to move. But when she looks, it's just the reflection in a window. The ticking in her mind is louder now, like a heart that isn't hers. Anna decides to talk to someone else, a co-worker named Clara, who loves strange stories. During a break, they drink coffee in a cramped kitchenette, the steam from the machine mixing with the smell of moldy carpet. Anna tells her about the old man, the newspaper, and the dream. Clara listens, eyes gleaming with curiosity. Have you ever heard of urban prophets? She asks, lowering her voice. They say they're people who appear out of nowhere, give a warning, and vanish. No one knows who they are. Anna laughs, uneasy, but the idea sticks in her mind like a splinter. Clara continues. If I were you, I wouldn't take that train. Better safe than sorry. Anna shakes her head, clinging to logic, but again she feels something shift in the corner of her vision, a figure that vanishes when she turns. Work ends early, and Anna is back on the platform, the sky darkening as if night is in a hurry. The board lights up, announcing the 6:47 p.m. train, and the crowd stirs, eager to escape the rain. Anna holds her ticket, her thumb rubbing the paper, until it nearly tears. The newspaper is in her bag, a weight she can't explain. A woman next to her complains about the delay, her voice sharp, and Anna, without thinking, asks, "Have you ever heard anything about this train?" The woman looks at her surprised, then gives a crooked smile. "Heard some old rumors," she says. "They say this line is cursed. Every year some kind of accident happens around here." She laughs like it's a joke, but Anna feels a lump in her throat. The train whistle grows closer, and she looks at the ticket. The number 647 seems to pulse on the paper. Anna hesitates, heart pounding. She thinks about routine, work, the life that never changes. But she also thinks of the dream, the newspaper, the old man who knew too much. A memory surfaces from years ago when she was a child, and her grandmother said, "When your heart warns you, it's best to listen." Anna takes a deep breath, the cold air burning her lungs. It's now or never. She crumples the ticket and runs to the ticket office, exchanging it for a night bus. Relief comes, but it's fragile, like stepping on thin ice. At the bus stop, she watches the 6:47 p.m. train depart in the distance, its lights flickering in the rain like blinking eyes. For a moment, she swears she sees the man in the grey coat at the window, his face half hidden by the hat, staring straight at her. Anna blinks, and the image is gone. The bus arrives, engine roaring, and she climbs aboard, her heart still racing. Hours later, on the bus's uncomfortable seat, Anna tries to relax. The newspaper is in her bag, and she pulls it out, smoothing the pages as if trying to make sense of what happened. Her phone vibrates, battery low, and a notification pops up. Train derails on Northern Line, no survivors. Anna feels the air leave her lungs. Her hands tremble, and the newspaper falls to the floor, opening to the 1998 accident headline. She reads the article, panic rising, her heart pounding so hard it feels ready to burst. But then, a detail makes her stop. The derailment was on a different line. The Southern Line, not the one with the 6:47 p.m. train. Anna frowns, confused. She avoided danger. Or didn't she? She picks up the newspaper, and something catches her eye. In the grainy photo of the 1998 accident, there he is. A man in a grey overcoat in the background, nearly invisible among the crowd. It's the same face, the same eyes that stared at her on the train. Anna feels an unexplained chill, as if fate had laughed at her. She closes the newspaper, but something else makes her pause. In the margin of the page, written by hand in faded ink, is a sentence. "He always comes back." Anna gulps, the bus swaying on the road, and puts the newspaper away as if she could lock her fear up with it. Anna gets home at dawn, the apartment dark and silent. She locks the door, the click of the lock echoing like a period. The newspaper goes into a drawer with old papers and overdue bills, but the stranger's phrase still echoes, a whisper that won't let go. Anna checks her now-charged phone and reads the full news report about the derailment. No mention of victims, only a vague line. No one knows what caused the failure. Her relief is fragile, corroded by a doubt growing like moss. Who was that man? Why did he choose her? And what did he mean by tomorrow? The next morning, the rain has stopped and the sky is clear but heavy, as if holding secrets. Anna looks out the window, the city slowly waking. She feels different, as if she had crossed an invisible line. "It was just luck," she murmurs, but her voice betrays the uncertainty. She thinks of calling Clara to tell her what happened, but changes her mind. How do you explain something even you don't understand? Anna takes the newspaper from the drawer, hesitating, and rereads the phrase in the margin. "He always comes back." For a moment she swears she hears the ticking. Again, but it's just the kitchen clock, marking time as if nothing has changed. Outside on the street, a vague figure in a grey overcoat rounds the corner, hat pulled low, vanishing into the mist still lingering over the city. Anna doesn't see it, but I do. I always do. Some warnings come uninvited, others without explanation. But all leave a mark, a crack in what you thought was true. Anna believed she had escaped. But fate is a game of shadows, where every choice reveals a new secret. Who was the prophet? And why did he choose her? Maybe the answer lies in the next train, the next rain, the next shadow you swear you saw from the corner of your eye. Who delivers the warnings that change our lives, and what do they ask in return? In Anna's drawer, the newspaper holds a line she'll never forget. "He always comes back." But what comes back? The prophet, the warning, or something even I, the watcher, dare not name? Until the next shadow, my friends, this is Tales of the Watcher, where shadows tell what eyes can't see.